get into like removal and, you know, some of that stuff, let's talk a little bit about you. You know, people are probably curious about you because you got green hair.
Well, matches lift.
All right, the bottle lip, and you're tattooed everywhere, and you keep going and going and going. Cat don't like it, you know.
I mean, most of it you can't even see.
I know. You know how Mama Cat is. She don't even want me like getting, you know, more tattoos. I had to beg her for my new sleeve.
I'm doing this so you could live vicariously through me.
Through me. Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're so good to me. All right. So you've been with Girlz Ink over 6 years now,
yes.
A little over 6 years. So how did we meet? Some people might be curious on how you even like stumbled across my path and how we met.
Well, you tattooed my mom and my aunt.
I did tattoo your mom.
Yeah, both crazy ladies.
Now, and you, but you've taken them over now.
Yeah, you don't have to tattoo them anymore. It's fine. No, my aunt asked me if I wanted to come watch her get tattooed, and I was like, all right, might as well come. And then she said that I come, but her artist said I wasn't allowed to talk or ask any questions. And then I met you.
Did I say that?
And then when I got in the room, you're like, you had to be quiet and don't ask me any questions. Very serious. Got to work.
Well, I'm putting eyebrows on a woman's face. I got to be serious. But over the years, you know how many people wanted to, you know, thought maybe they wanted to do this and they wanted to come sit in and watch me work. And after you get a couple of yackers, then you got to set the rules right up front. Okay, you can come watch. I've always been generous that way. Come watch, but zip it. Like,
well, I mean, I did watch, and then I wanted to do it, and then I asked, and you were like, no.
Did I say no?
You're
I don't
like,
remember
no.
saying no.
I was like, do you take apprentices? You're like, no.
Then, well, you know why? You know why?
Well, yeah, the crier. I know.
You know, I did want to, by the time I had met you, just as an observer, I had one experience with an apprenticeship. You know, and here in Vegas, you got to do at least 6 months. So I was like stuck with this girl for 6 months. And I didn't take that into consideration. Like, okay, am I going to jive with this girl for 6 months? Am I going to like, you know, get along with her? And we didn't really jive so much. And so it irritated me, having someone hovering over me and following me around like constantly when for like years and years and years, I wasn't used to that. So it's not her fault.
Bad taste in your mouth.
It did, you know, but you know, definitely not her fault. It was just, you know, it was just set in my ways, I guess, at that time. And so, yeah, it didn't work out good. So probably by the time I met you, you know, when you came in to observe with your aunt, I probably wasn't still quite ready for an apprentice. I was still like healing the wounds.
Nope, took me a few years.
Took you a few years. But then finally, you know, I had, my clientele was so big, I couldn't keep up with them. I was scheduled 6-7 months out in advance. I needed to open up a studio and have some really good artists, you know, trained under me. So I don't even remember. Did I reach back out to you, or did you reach back?
No, I kept hounding you year after year. And I was like, you take an apprentice yet? And you're like, nah. I was like, and a year later, you changed your mind yet? And you're like, no.
So why didn't you just like, okay, screw Taryn, I'm just going to go find somebody else?
Because I wanted to train under you,
Something
and it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I was going to make it happen.
No, all right. So maybe something about me. Or maybe your aunt and your mom liked me so much. They were like, no, you wait for Taryn.
They're like, you got to train with Taryn. She's the best. I was like, well, if I'm going to train, I'm going to train with the best.
Are you glad you waited?
Well, yeah, look at me.
No, seriously, look at you. You're like phenomenal. You really are. You've come like so far in 6 years. And even Kat, you know, we go home at night and we talk about you girls, and you're just so talented, Michon. You're good. I mean, your eyeliners, like look, your eyeliners were good, but like this last year, like just something happened with your eyeliners. They're not just good and great. They're like spectacular.
I'm like,
they're
everything
so good.
started clicking lately.
Right. And you're at your 6-year mark. So would you agree that it probably took you 5 years? Once you round that corner, that 5-year corner, things just really start to...
Well, yeah. I mean, it takes time to hone in your craft. It takes a long time to finally get to where you want to be. And I'm not even where I want to be. I want to be better than what I am today.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. Well, I think that's a true artist, right? You're never
Yeah.
quite satisfied where you are. We don't, you don't, artists are never complacent, right? We're never, and that's probably the torturous part of being an artist, I think. We're never satisfied, right? We never become complacent with our own work. We're always,
But that's good. Strive to be
it
better.
is good. It is good.